What's up, everybody? Sports Counterpoints podcast. Today is August the 1st, 2023. I'm GB. You got Brian up there and Coop on the other side. What's happening?
GB, what's up?
What's up? What's up? We missed the show last week. Shout out to Mom, who was like, I was looking for it and couldn't find it. We definitely missed it. We were supposed to record Thursday as me and Brian were out gallivanting on golf courses, playing on the ocean. You feel me? Down by the beach. But yeah, so we missed the show last week, so we're just picking it back up. Today we're talking pretty much NFL, man. The season's underway. We got preseason this week, which is amazing. Madden's coming out in 2 weeks. It's a great time of year. So we're talking about the camps are underway. You know, if there's anything we see for our teams or anything else we're interested in. A little bit about Sean Payton and his comments. Jonathan Taylor's current situation he got going on. Any other NBA, NFL topics that pop up, and then of course we'll mention Bronny and anything else that's happening. So let's start with the league, man. NFL, you got the Hall of Fame coming up. We'll talk about that next week. First preseason game is Thursday, Jets and Browns. Any intriguing storyline that you guys are kind of really into right now? Are you paying attention to camp, or how does that work for y'all?
Well, B, I don't know about you. The main thing I'm looking at when I'm looking at these, waiver wire type of things in the before the preseason, is just injuries, because that's going to affect my fantasy team. That's really the main thing I'm looking at. And I saw already that, Joe Burrow, he's already hurt and he has a calf strain. And that thing is like, you don't know. They can give you a date all you want about a calf strain. You never know when that thing is really going to heal, especially for a football player. So I'm not sure about him or how the Bengals will look with him being, 70 or 80%. And then I heard of Cooper Kupp. He got hurt today, left practice.
So. I just seen him catch an ill pass.
Yeah, so that just got updated. I just read before we got on this podcast. Cooper Kupp, he's injured. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I didn't read into it, but getting hurt, game hasn't started. It seems like Cooper Kupp has been getting hurt ever since he got the Triple Crown in football, or maybe it was close to it. Seems like he hasn't been himself since then. He's been getting hurt. Maybe overusage that year. I don't know. But that's the main thing I'm looking at. I'm not going to get into Jonathan Taylor right now, but Brian, what do you look for during this time of year during the football season?
I'm trying to keep up on all the injuries and hope that that's not a huge thing. Those, I don't big deal when I hear about somebody getting injured in the moment, because try to do is just find which rookies are having good camps, so for draft purposes for fantasy football, want to find out how my team is doing. I'm hearing a lot of good news about Justin Jefferson, and Randy Moss today posted a video of Justin Jefferson just toasting a receiver, a CB on a team, and Randy Moss said that was actually perfect coverage. What you all can't see is just how good Justin Jefferson is, and he cuts off the CB route, made an incredible catch, and then went upfield, and he just basically said, that's why he's special, which is encouraging, because I'm going to go with the idea that Randy Moss knows how to rate wide receivers. And then the other thing that I'm noticing is that apparently Kirk Cousins is feeling much more comfortable in the offense with the new coach, and apparently he hasn't had much opportunity to keep the same coach for a while. It takes a little while. So, I'm going to try and be somewhat confident. No, I don't think that the Vikings are going to be doing a whole bunch of winning based on what I heard. They did sign Danielle Hunter and get him into camp with a 1-year, $20 million deal. There was some talk that they might trade him. So, the news is all positive. I just imagine that that'll get us the over on that. What was it, 7-11? That I
think it was 7-10. Yeah, 8-9, something like that. Yeah.
But they definitely had them with a lot of losses this year. I don't know if they'll be that bad, but I don't think they're going to be all that great.
Yeah, 49ers, the thing about it is, to me, this is a Super Bowl or bust year for the 49ers, having all these players and, just going to the playoffs and everything is not going to be good enough, especially after what happened last year. So with the 49ers, the only thing I'm really looking for is health. I really don't care about the whole quote-unquote quarterback competition between Sam Darnold and Trey Lance, because if both of them play, we're going to be in trouble. So I just want Brock Purdy to be healthy. I heard there was a scare in practice today when he accidentally got hit by somebody. I forgot who it was. and then Cleveland Farrell, I think it was, former Raider.
Raiders
doing something. And then, Christian McCaffrey got tackled by accident today by a linebacker. So, that ended up being okay. So the main thing I'm looking for at the 49ers is just health. I just want them to come out healthy, because this schedule, it's not as easy as some people think. That game in Pittsburgh, first game of the year, is not going to be a gimme game. So, yeah, I'm looking for health for the 49ers. Everybody's optimistic this time of year, so you're hearing all these good things about everybody. So I really don't pay attention to that. Everybody looks good. Oh, Justin Jefferson, of course, he's just a good player, but everybody else, everybody says, oh, this guy looks good, that guy looked good. Last year, Justin Fields was doing all this, looking good. So I don't really pay attention. I want to wait for the games to start before I see who looks good. Preseason, I don't judge much. I think you guys know I don't watch preseason because every team has a different agenda. Some teams want to actually try to win games, like Baltimore. They've won 20 straight preseason games. Other teams just want to get out of there healthy and not play anybody, like anybody associated who was a Rams coach. They don't play their guys in the preseason. So, we'll just see. Glenn, what about you? You looking for anything with Raiders camp?
Oh man, I check Raiders articles every single day of every year, which is ridiculous. Like, there's so much not happening for so long that I'm still reading, trying to get in. Of course I am. We got Garoppolo back there now. He's looking crisp. You know what I'm saying? All short passes. I've been reading that. Some of the long passes have been misses. They said
I read about them deep passes. Yeah, I read about his issue. Yeah.
He hit on a few. The defenses, they said, looking better. I mean, it's all going to be about the offense. You're right, because I know everyone's like, he can't throw deep, and I'm like, Brady could, and he did when he had Moss, but before that, it wasn't like he was just airing it out every play. Like, he was just killing you with the West Coast offense. So, or it's a semblance of it. So I'm excited, man. I'm just following everything. Really excited for the team. A lot of it, for me, everything relates back to Madden on PS5. So I'm trying to see who looks like what, whose ratings are going to go up, what I'm going to be able to do there. But I'm excited about it, man. I'm really excited just about football in general.
Brian, you have a PS5, right? That was a PS5 when I was there, right?
Yep.
Okay, Glenn, you got PS5. I'm getting my PS5 in 2 weeks. So I'm finally going to join you guys on the
nice.
PS5. Yeah.
Man,
I'm getting it 2 days before Madden comes out.
There you go.
Play it.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I almost never play on the PS5. I have it mainly to play Tiger Woods golf comes down, and I want it. That's about it.
Well, see, and I told my son, I'm only planning to play him in NBA and to play Glenn in Madden. That's pretty much the reason why I'm getting it. So
let's get it. Yeah. No, it's been fun to have. But yeah, man, I'm super excited about it. Some of the other stuff, I saw some of the injuries that happened. Tim Patrick with the Broncos, that sucks.
Yeah.
Second year in a row out with a major injury. You don't get too many chances in the league, man. So once you start kind of having those injuries, hopefully he can bounce back. The Jets are going to be an interesting storyline all year. Speaking of that, Sean Payton goes in clowning on these fools, talking about how the Broncos might have had the worst coaching job ever in history with Nathaniel Hackett out there, and that the Jets are kind of looking like they're going to fall back. Like, he was clowning, man. So that's been interesting too. I don't know if you guys saw any of that.
B, you see that?
Not really, no.
Yeah, he said, he goes in like saying how I think it was still when he was at Fox or something, but he was basically just like, that was one of the worst coaching jobs possibly in history. Everyone's on Russ, but Russ isn't that bad. Hackett was terrible. The Jets are going to be
ownership.
Bad. Yeah, like he went
GM and everything. He's get fired.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see the actual statement, but I did see the fallout. And then today there was an article from Hackett from the Jets, basically saying he broke the coaching code by talking, and Sean Payton, in fairness, did come out and say he was wrong, even before Hackett called him out and said, I shouldn't have done that, and blah blah blah. But
Brian, was he right?
A little bit of a truth bomb.
Brian, but was he right? Was he right?
Hey, what did I tell you all last season? I was like, we were all on the same page. This was literally the worst coaching job that I had seen in a really, really long time. And, and I honestly believe that while Wilson may have lost a step, he was not this bad. And I think what we're seeing is that, we understand a little bit about what's going on and where some of that liability lies. It is an all-time worst coaching one of top 10 worst coaching.
It was bad.
Performances.
And I'm gonna miss Sean Payton, man, because when he was on Fox, he was just really candid, and he talked about 30 minutes once a week, and he was really good. I didn't think he was gonna go back to coaching this quick. So when I found he was going back to coaching, it wasn't that I was really hating that he got a job, but more like I liked him talking about football because you actually learned something. He actually went into the X and O's and kind of dove in on what you do in certain situations and players and things like that. So yeah. But he was absolutely right. I agree with you, Brian. He was absolutely right on that coaching job, and he can walk the comments back all he wants. It's still right. It's still true.
Well, the proof is going to be in how Russell Wilson performs this season. If he performs, he does not need to become an MVP in order to prove that Paul Hackett is bad. But if he becomes a serviceable starting quarterback, top 10
16
in the AFC.
Oh, yeah, AFC.
Yeah, but top 10 in the AFC, hopefully a little better than that, then literally Hackett has lost any opportunity to ever get a head coaching job ever.
Yeah. He's right now, he's the OC of the Jets right now, Glenn, if you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, then that makes sense. Okay, that's why I was wondering why.
Because him and Rodgers are really good buddies, so. Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering why Sean Payton brought the Jets up, but he's saying he went there, so he just was clowning Hackett.
And that's why Aaron Rodgers defended him, because that's his guy. That's the guy. I think he likes to play darts with him. Yeah. He didn't really say about football. He just like to play darts or drink beer or something with him. It was something like that he likes him for. So yeah.
Hey, they got a squad, man. That's an intriguing team because they were already right there. They were very close last year with no quarterback play, and now you get one of the best. If he can integrate and figure it out, and you got receivers, you got running backs.
Took a pay cut.
That's a squad. Yeah. That's a squad.
He took a pay cut, and Dalvin Cook was there over the weekend.
Yep.
Didn't surprise me.
He signed. Possibly joining the team.
Yep.
But I think Garrett Wilson's dinged up or something like that. I don't think it's serious, but he's out for a few weeks. And then Bryce Hall is really good. It'll be interesting to see what that team can do. I don't think the Jets playing or having a great season does anything for Hackett's coaching future. So I don't think they're related.
Oh yeah, no.
I think more people will look at how Wilson and Denver performs without him. How that'll impact his future more than the Jets playing well because of the talent they have.
Right, and also that's why LaFleur really is not mentioned in the same category as Kyle Shanahan and McVay, because he inherited Aaron Rodgers. So now, to get his props as a coach, he's going to have to do it without Aaron. And now LaFleur has Aaron. So it's like LaFleur was never really a top candidate coaching, person anyway. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But we talked about Dalvin Cook. Ezekiel Elliott still does not have a job.
Man, I forgot about that dude.
He does not have a job.
I forgot he plays.
And now Jonathan Taylor. So Brian, I know we haven't talked about this too much, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts about Jonathan Taylor. He's still on a rookie deal. He's owed $4.3 million. He really doesn't have any, leverage right now. It's not like he can be franchised or he's a free agent or something like that. So he has a trade request. What do you think about that whole situation and the idiot owner?
So I don't think he's going anywhere unless Indy decides that they want him to go somewhere. He has zero leverage in this situation. If I'm Indianapolis and I know I'm going to suck as much as they're going to, I would love to find a trade where we get a bunch of draft picks and a serviceable young player, not at running back, because the next thing that I would do after I got rid of him is go sign one of these free agent running backs who are around for a season, because anyone can go suck in that backfield as long as you get draft picks and youth, right? So why not have Ezekiel Elliott on a one-year deal?
Yeah.
Why not have any of these folks that are still out there? Call Adrian Peterson. Does not matter, because that team is going to be horrible. And so there's no reason whatsoever to try and get anything other than youth on that team. And Jonathan Taylor's a great running back, but I think he understands doesn't understand that running backs aren't getting paid. And so if there's somebody who wants him for a one-year rental before they have to pretend like they're going to pay him some real money, or give him some money and say, hey, you have a 4-year deal with $20 million a year, and we'll cut you in the summer and get all that back. Whatever he needs to feel better about himself. But he's in a real sticky situation. I don't think he read the room very well. Like when you walk into the room, you do a little bit of reading, you go, oh, nobody's paying running backs right now. Maybe I should shut the hell up and go out there and perform. But he did not read the room. And I feel bad for the running backs. We had that on, I think, the last show.
Yeah.
But you got to understand how to use what little leverage you have, and he did not.
Yeah, I 100% agree with everything you said. There's no hurry for the Colts to let him go. They can fine him and not even have to pay him anyway. No. So, why even, but if you get some type of blow your mind deal, then yeah, of course, I would definitely take that deal and get rid of him.
I don't even think it needs to be a blow your mind deal though, Jason. Like if you're Indianapolis, you're going to suck. You have a running back who's going to be good. If I come over and say, I'm going to offer you 2 number ones definitively, and then based on performance, a 3 or a 4 that I can elevate to a 2.
I'm on it.
That deal.
I'm on it.
The 2 number ones.
I'm on it.
Yeah, he ain't getting 2 number ones.
It could be 1-1. It could be
exactly.
1-1, Brian, and I'm taking that deal. Yeah, 1-1 and a 3rd or a 4th. I'm taking it.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Yep.
I read something though that the Kansas City Chiefs actually made a call to them because they're thinking about pairing him up with Isaiah Pacheco. So we'll see how that works out.
Now's the time to do it. His price is right. I mean, if you're Kansas City at his rookie deal number,
yes.
When you've got a $200 million man and you can't pay anyone
right
for one season, you can say, hey, let's go ahead and do this.
Especially with Kadarius Toney, the wide receiver they picked up from the Giants last year when the Super Bowl run, he got hurt. So I'm sure they're scouring people looking for receivers and playmakers and running backs to try to.
Kind of slick, yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah, you come in a winning culture too. That kind of changes things. You may come in that an extra deal. Maybe you sign him for a little less because you want to stay and have a chance at the Super Bowl. You never know.
Well, no, his rookie scale deal, you can't change it. It's what he gets.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying after.
He could be after next year after he's playing for a new contract, so he's going to want to ball out. So
that's what I'm saying. Like to Brian's point, if you can get him,
Kansas City's number ones are useless because they're all going to be at the back of the pack because they're going to be good. I mean, the one thing that the Raider fans can be certain of is Kansas City's going to be deep in the playoffs.
I don't even know why that's necessary to say. He was laughing beforehand. It's all the same league. They're gonna be deep in the playoffs playing y'all team.
All right, Glenn. I don't mean to pile on, but I got to say this though, since Brian brought this up. Okay, so I listen to Sean Payton every single week. The one quarterback he never really said anything good about was Garoppolo. He always talked about Shanahan's play calling and the players around him. In my opinion, I don't think he has respect for Garoppolo's talent. That's just my opinion. I think he knows that he's not really that good. So watch out playing Denver this year. I don't think it'll be easy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't. They ain't beat us in years. Ain't nobody worried about no damn Sean Payton.
Okay.
He ain't been in the league like that. Especially, and I'm just hoping their players are cool, man. Like all seriousness, I'd see players get hurt because that's your livelihood, and then you have a chance to. They're already losing players, and then man, anybody scared no damn Broncos. They've been supposed to be good for 20 years. Only when they had Payton. Basically, if they have a Hall of Fame quarterback, which Russ will be at some point. They have a chance, man. Ain't nobody worried about no damn Broncos.
Hey, do you know which team has the 4th best record since 2023?
Since 2023,
I would say it's the Broncos.
From 2020 to 2023.
Oh, got it.
Almost messed that up.
I know.
The Vikings.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Y'all won hella games. Every game they won, you was like, "There's no chance they win." And
do you know what team?
But from 2020 to 2023, not just Kirk Cousins, 23 years. The 2000s. They're the 4th best record. It's the Patriots. It was the Patriots. It's a couple other teams, but anyways, the Vikings were number 4.
Yeah. Do you know what team has been top 5 in defense the last 4 or 5 years? The 49ers, and we still ain't won no damn Super Bowl. No. Defense don't mean nothing. We got to score.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay, need a quarterback. Got to score points.
Y'all been blaming all the quarterbacks for years.
Well, hey, we need one. Okay.
I mean, you had a truck. I remember it clearly.
Hey, he was a truck for a season.
I remember it. You didn't say nothing about a winner, but he was a truck, and there's following, and
I fell off that truck about a year.
And it's cold. All he did was take y'all to the Super Bowl. I mean, every year.
Right. That's all right.
I mean, then everybody got carried. You know what I mean? Everybody put it there. He was the one throwing the ball. Like Kittle got Kittle's deals because of Garoppolo, not because of no one else. If you think about it, he got paid because of Garoppolo.
No, Kittle got paid because we can't let him go. We just can't.
Yeah, but I'm saying but you've had other tight ends. There's other people there. He's been great, but
he's been
when
I like
Garoppolo's in there, that's who gets the ball. He wasn't getting the passes with Brock Purdy. Brock was spreading that thing around.
He had more touchdowns with Brock than any quarterback. He had 12 last year. I think he had 8 of them with Brock, 8 or 9 with Brock.
I got to see the numbers. So I give that.
But
I was watching the games and I was seeing the ball going everywhere, deep, everything I wanted, but still ain't won that. It's fine though.
Anything else in football?
Man, there's tons of stuff, but we'll get into it as we keep going because there's so many storylines, man. The Panthers and their offense, the Colts with Richardson, the Titans are interesting to me. Is it going to be Will Levis or all that? Man, there's so many teams that are interesting to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I really want Bryce Young to be good. I really do, but he's just so damn tiny. I don't know, but he takes that hit. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I really want him to be good.
Keep him upright. It's not something your team has done, but for other teams, they like to block. And then they could throw the ball. You have a chance to be good.
He went to Modern Day, right, Brian? Bryce Young?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
So, no idea there, but yeah, there's tons of intrigue, man. I can't wait. We got football starting Thursday, and there will be football for the next 6 months or whatever. So there will not be any more time without it. So sweet. Yeah, if y'all got anything else?
I'm good.
I think this will be a short and sweet one. We'll get to more next week. I was just gonna mention too, we were down here, we missed it, but it happened that Bronny James had a little medical scare. I think he's all right now, but got carted off, cardiac arrest, I believe they said, from USC practice last week. So Brian and I was out there and we were seeing what happened, but any thoughts on that? Y'all think I'm hoping it's nothing serious, you know what I mean?
Well, I want Brian to start on this one because it's a little closer to home, but Brian, I do want to ask you while you're talking, I read something that I guess some other guy from USC who played for USC a couple of years ago had a cardiac arrest too. So I don't know, is it USC or what?
It was a year ago.
Okay.
I don't know how you can relate to cardiac events to each other unless they're both taking, unless they're giving their players Ephedra to lose weight or some crap like that. Like it would have to be something so extreme in order for them to be related. And I really sincerely hope that they're not. But I hope everything's okay with Bronny. It happened when it was like crazy hot here. You had to wonder maybe they were doing training and just overexerting and some weird things can happen during dehydration. They really have not said anything other than it was cardiac arrest and he's home. They haven't said whether or not he's going to play again. All they've said is that there's a video of him playing a piano and then he went out to get dinner with the family. That's about as much as we know right now. Obviously, the question is whether or not he'll play high-level basketball again. My guess is if he can, he will. And I hope that he can. You always want to see anyone who's playing sports to be able to go out on their own terms, whether I like them or not. You want them to be able to go out, one, on their feet, and two, on their own terms.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, of course I want him to be all right because I'm actually I want to see him and the entire USC team play this year. One thing I hardly ever say, the only reason I'm saying that because Bronny's on the team. But the first thing I thought, and it might be sad, but the first thing I thought was drug overdose. I don't know if he takes drugs or not. I hope not, but that's the first thing I thought because that happens to people. You don't know that they take these recreational drugs and all of a sudden they go to practice and things like that happen. I didn't really look up anything regarding his cardiac arrest or cardiac arrest in general, but I just hope that he's okay and he's able to take care of his health first. So even if he has to sit out his first year at USC, I think his health is more important than playing basketball and only come back to playing basketball when it's the right time. But thankfully, he's okay now.
Yeah, we're hoping it's like Brian said. I'm hoping it's dehydration or something. I don't know if we'll ever know. I don't know that we need to know what the reason is. I just, as long as their medical staff knows it's nothing that's life-threatening. And if he wants to keep playing, he plays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But it's always about health in that situation. It's a very young guy, man. You ain't trying to see somebody have a major medical issue.
Yeah, when the young man who it was a guy named Vince with a almost unpronounceable last name, Uwachuku or something like that. The USC folks hopped to use the automatic defibrillator and were able to kind of revive him. And I think they did the same thing. I guess the best news is that if you're going to have it happen when somebody is around, it's, a USC athletic team that just had to go through it recently, and ultimately was able to save that player's life. But yeah, I don't know if that player came back or if he's back playing now. So
Scary thoughts for sure. Coop got me over here I'm looking up stats to see how many touchdowns the boy had.
You funny.
With which quarterback?
I'll look it up for you. Go ahead.
He had them 1,000-yard seasons with Jimmy throwing the ball, but I ain't mad at it. But no, that's so hopefully Bronny's cool. I ain't really got too much else, man. It's kind of Brian's gonna be out of here. We'll make this a quick one. Just kind of get back into it.
Okay, GB, I got it. In 9 games with Purdy under center, Kittle had 34 catches for 479 yards and 7 touchdowns. His 7 touchdowns with Purdy eclipsed his previous high for an entire season. There you go.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Purdy wasn't there when he was getting 1,300 yards, so we'll see what happens.
All good.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, you would know. I mean, it's your team. So
man, if we gonna move on, man, I just got one thing, man, for a minute to win it. Even I don't have a hogwash segment, but I'm gonna jump to a minute to win it, and that is Cap Kareem Abdul-Jabbar spoke to the 49ers, which was cool to actually hear him make a speech to them, basically telling them you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't put in the hard work, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to really, I guess, experience the fruit of your results, because you're not going to get the most out of yourself that you could have. And I think, us being basketball fans, especially Laker fans, we see, when Kobe put in that work, and of course, Jordan put on the work, they had talent, but they kept putting in that work every offseason. That's why they are who they are. You know what I mean? So and all players put in that kind of work. Even Steph Curry, he puts in the work as well, especially with his conditioning. So to be a great player, you got to be able to, like Kobe said, you have to enjoy the process. And a lot of players just don't enjoy the process of trying to get better. They just want to go from being, good to great, and it just doesn't happen that way. So I'm happy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they really kind of, you looked at the players' eyes, they really, they were fascinated to see him. They all took pictures with him, came up, shook his hand. Some were like in awe, because, their parents talked about him, whatever, how great he was. In my opinion, he's still one of the most disrespected players in NBA history, because he's never included as the greatest player conversation, and he should be, with his accolades and his achievements. But I'm happy he said that. He said if the 49ers make the Super Bowl, he would definitely buy a ticket and see them. Hopefully they win. So
did he mention anything about offensive lines or?
No, he didn't say nothing like that.
Yeah,
no,
not about blocking.
No, he didn't say it like that. He just said work hard.
Yeah. Work hard. All right. Okay, Cap's right. Cool. Right. I didn't have a hogwash segment either. I just there's tons of it. So there's tons of hogwash everywhere, but I didn't have anything specific. B?
My hogwash was what I think of hogwash is the expectations that the U.S. women's national team is kind of falling victim to right now, right? So they didn't play the best they've ever played, and there's been a little bit of struggle with the new coach. But every single article or news story about them has been about they're just not as good as they were. They don't have as much talent. They've fallen off, and it's such an extreme overreaction for a bright spot in U.S. soccer, which has been the women's national team. It does seem clear that the new coach and the team are not exactly vibing, and they have some things they need to work out. But the U.S. women's national team should be getting support from all the people in the stories, and instead they're not, and people just want to crucify them for no good reason. It's like it's a game, and they're going to play a tournament. There's no reason to be anything other than supportive of your national team. Whether they win, lose, draw, or whatever whatever it is, tie, and it's a bunch of hogwash that all of these so-called fans want to turn so quickly on the U.S. women's national team.
Yeah, good point.
Agreed.
Well said. Yeah, World Cup's actually been good. I'm glad you mentioned it. Me and Brian and the kids are watching some of the games while we're down there. Minute to win it for me. I'm just gonna shout out the family down there. I was down there last week with Brian and the family. Had a great time with nieces and nephews, Brian and Dre. always an awesome time. So thank you guys for your hospitality, and man, really was a great time for me, and just kind of a good chance to unplug and kind of get my mind right. So appreciate you.
The views didn't suck.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like it was a great time for sure.
You have a minute to win it?
No, I did mine with Cap.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do 3 quick hitters.
Yep.
One, Florida's awful. It's already going through global warming. Now they have
everything but the U,
case of leprosy. Yeah, they got a reported case of leprosy.
Leprosy.
Yeah, and it's now considered a hot spot for leprosy because they've had enough cases that there's now a travel warning that if you find someone with leprosy, which is scary in itself, that you should actually ask them if they've had any contact with anyone who's been traveling to Florida. Now, at what point do we just like quarantine the place? On to the next thing, talking about Florida. Florida's President Trump just got indicted again. That's the 3rd indictment for the president, for a former president. One of these is going to land. That man is going to go to jail, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. And the 3rd is congratulations to whoever it was who won, because they drew another billionaire this week. So last year there was someone in the downtown and they won the Super Lotto for like a little over $1 billion. Today, just moments ago, the winning numbers were drawn. There is a winner for the 1.1 billion Mega Millions. So there's somebody out there, two new billionaires or semi-billionaires in the last week. That must be nice. But
me.
I get to go to Florida in like 3 weeks, so I'm really looking forward to it. Now that they've gotten rid of Black history, basically just a horrible place in general, and now they have leprosy to look forward to. So yeah.
They leprosy is caused traditionally by armadillos. Do you know that? That's how
I didn't know leprosy was still a thing. I thought they cured that with polio.
It is animal born, but
yeah, armadillos. And CDC, I'm looking at the San Francisco Gate. Most leprosy cases since 2020: Florida, California, Louisiana, Hawaii, New York, and Texas.
Damn.
Just a function of population. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought that went out with polio back in the 60s. So, I mean, it's still a thing.
It's still around.
It had.
Yeah, it's still around.
You never know. Oh, man, that's crazy.
And just before this, they were talking about malaria out there. Like, it is a really, really, and because they don't believe in medicine and science, like, I don't know how it gets better. So,
medicine,
let's just snap that panhandle off and move on with our lives.
Jeez. Okay. On that note, man, Sports Counterpoints podcast,
right.
August 1st, 2023. We will catch y'all next time. Thanks everybody for listening. Peace.
Don't go to Florida.